How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2024 horror slasher film, and this is the sequel to the 2023 film as well, and that is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Now, this sequel is directed once again by Rhys Frake Waterfield, who directed the first movie, and this film is also based off his story along with Matt Leslie, whom he wrote the script for this movie. And in the sequel, we follow Pooh as he embarks on a murderous rampage through Christopher Robin's childhood town as he seeks out for his revenge against him for revealing his existence to the world. So that's pretty much the story of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Now, the first movie, which came out last year, it was truly terrible, but yeah, I did have fun watching that movie just because of how it was made in the first place, and the way that that movie turned out to be was just so silly, where we get to see a beloved children's icon being transformed into a murderous monster, and again, the way the film just bore it all out was just so silly, because Pooh isn't even all that scary. And even though the movie itself did make 10 times its budget, because it was made on a very low budget scale, it was still hated by people. And yet, the movie itself managed to sweep the Razzie Awards this year because it won 5 awards. Like, it won for worst remake slash sequel or spin-off, worst screen combo, worst screenplay, worst director, and worst picture. And so when I heard we were going to get a sequel, I didn't even know, was the sequel going to be necessary, or was it going to be much better than the first film? Maybe the sequel could improve what the first film had due to its issues. And so I did rewatch the first film for preparation for this, and yeah, the movie itself is still truly bad. But anyway, I did check out the sequel just once after I rewatched the first movie, and after watching the sequel, shockingly, this sequel actually wasn't bad. This sequel was actually a lot more better than the first film, but this film I wouldn't necessarily say is a masterpiece, because it does have its issues here, but still though, I overall had a pretty enjoyable time here with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 here. As for the overall storytelling for the film, yeah, I did feel it was cliched, even though I did like how the movie manages to be a bit of a slow build, because the movie manages to explore more of the backstories between Pooh and Christopher Robin, which there were some parts of their backstories I thought were pretty interesting, even though there were some parts of their backstories that I felt were uninteresting. And as for the other human characters were in this film here, I didn't find myself really invested with that much here, because the only one you're going to find yourself really caring for that much while you watch this film is just Christopher Robin. And as for Pooh and Piglet themselves, they'll be given more updates to them to make themselves more intimidating than they were in the first film, even though there were times where it can be pretty noticeable as well. As I was watching the film, because I was like, yeah, I can see that's very noticeable. And we get to see some new characters from the Winnie the Pooh universe being brought into this film here, which in this film we get to see Owl, which I thought he was pretty intimidating in this film, as well as with Tigger, which he's in this movie as well. And for the scenes that he's in this movie here, he manages to steal every single scene that he was in this movie here, and he just honestly reminded me of Freddy Krueger as I was watching the film here, for being very intimidating in this movie here. And as for the effects in the film, they were very impressive in terms of makeup effects, which we get to see like the wounds and the injuries that the characters have in the film, which all of that was very impressive. And even for like the makeup look as well, for like the horrific versions of the characters that we know and love from the beloved series of Winnie the Pooh, like we get to see Owl's makeup in the film, which I thought his makeup in the film was really impressive and very intimidating, making him very so scary. And the way his face looks in the film, he just honestly reminded me of the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. And when it comes to the blood in the film, for like the scenes where we get to see some bloody kills in the film, they are still very noticeable, just like the last film had. Even though when it came to the kills in the film here, they were actually kind of fun, but not in a bad way, just like the last film did. But overall, in the end, guys, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, this sequel, like I said, was surprisingly a lot more better than the first film here. And if you did enjoy the first film, or you hated the first film, honestly, I would recommend you check out this film here, because, like I said, this sequel was definitely a lot more better than the first film here. And again, this sequel definitely improved some of the issues that the first film had, even though it still has the same issues from the first film being thrown into this film here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I'm going to give Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 3.5 out of 5. again, like I said, this sequel was shockingly not bad here, and I am actually kind of excited for the next few entries that we're going to be getting of this new universe of films here, because the next few ones that we're going to be getting very soon are Bambi, Peter Pan, and Pinocchio. So I'm excited to see those films very soon here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my AK After I Saw review on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and let me know what you think of the sequel, if you have seen this already, or if you just recently check this out. Did you have fun with this, or did you just downright hate this one? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Falcons Media Corner signing off.